oddmaths.com. Oddmaths.com is all about online testing. It gives you really quick feedback, tells you whether or not you're right or wrong on questions, and it's got a huge range of these online tests. There is an option to sign up so you can track your data, but I'm looking at the free versions today. We're looking at if you just want to access it. So here we've got the home page, and as you can see straight away, I can click one button and start a paper immediately. We have a few options here. So this is to look at the predicted paper for this year's series, and I can pick paper 1, the non-calculator, or I can pick one of the 2 calculator papers. We've also got a range at the top of some really hard questions here, the demon questions. We can look at topic-specific things. So you've done a practice paper and then you've decided you need to work on a particular topic. That's where you want to go. And you've got these mini mocks, which we're going to look at now because they're probably my favourite thing on this site. So as I click mini mock, you've got a different range here, and you can see all the things that they're covering, and at the top I can change a few things. So let's look at a foundation, and we'll look at mini mock 1. It's probably where you want to start. Straight away I can start the paper online, and here's the first drawback. We've got ads. So if you were to get the paid version, I'd imagine there'd be some sort of reduction of these ads, but that's just the first thing that we're going to have to deal with. Then, as you can see here, from the list of numbers above, find a prime number, not falling into this trap. We'll pick 13. You can see we got that one correct. We can look at the working out for that, and if I click next, you'll see that it adds 1 mark here. That was the bit that the pupils that I teach enjoyed the most, was this instant feedback of getting a grade. It comes with a big warning. This is not based on the exam board. This is a bit of guesswork, and I wouldn't say that if you got 20 marks on this test, you're guaranteed a grade 5. You just need to be really careful with making those assumptions. So it's a little bit dangerous. It's nice in terms of saying, oh yeah, I've done better on this test than I did yesterday. But just big word of warning there. This isn't completely accurate. So if I get one wrong, let's put in a silly answer here. You can see I got 0 marks out of the 4 there. It tells me the correct answer, so I've got that instant feedback. And if I try and view the working out, this is where the paywall comes in. So again, we've got a little bit of a drawback there. But it's a fantastic instant feedback website. So to sum up, oddmaths.com, really enjoyable for pupils. It's got a real good range of these online tests, really quick feedback. But one of the cons, the grades you get back aren't predicting your GCSE grades, and we've got those ads and the paywall. Okay, on to number 2. Number 2 in the list is corbetmaths.com, every teacher's favourite. The only reason this website isn't number 1 is because we're talking about GCSE revision, and there is a website that does it slightly better. Corbett Maths, though, has lots of brilliant features. We're going to investigate a couple, but absolutely have a play around with the website. You'll find out loads of different things. There are a few things you can buy from Corbett Maths, which are also to a really high standard. But we're going to focus on today the GCSE revision section. So as you click on GCSE revision, you can select your tier, higher or foundation, and your exam board. And for this one, we're going to look at some higher Edexcel revision. So this might be worth saving as a favourite, this page. If you're on Edexcel Higher, you've got this huge YouTube video here. It's the ultimate revision. If you're someone that learns through YouTube, just watching this a few minutes each day, writing down some notes and then having a go at the questions, really useful activity there. You've got a revision checklist, so all the topics, so you can tick them off as you revise them or as you learn them. And then what makes Corbett Maths revision in particularly unique are these practice papers. You've got this one here, the bit of everything, 98 questions in total, all 1 or 2 topics per question, trying to cover almost everything on the higher spec. Brilliant in the run up to the exam. And then down here, their own set of papers. So these are not exam board issued, which means you can't really grade them, but it does mean you've got all these practice outside of the usual papers. So if you've done all the practice papers that have been issued by the exam board, this is a really nice place to come for a load of free ones, and you've got the solutions down here as well. So going back to the home page, the other thing I'll show you, I know we're focused on GCSE revision. If we look at videos and worksheets, if you have a particular topic, Corbett Maths has a video and a practice questions and this really lovely textbook exercise. The only warning I'll say with this is they're not always for the GCSE standard. So this is normally for a topic that you've decided, I'm not quite ready for the GCSE level of it. I just want to practice the nuts and bolts, the basics of it, ready for me to go and practice the GCSE questions later on. The only drawback with this, it's a little bit fiddly in terms of it's in alphabetical order and you have to try and find, you can search in here the topic you're after. You can see I've searched a few there. But most of the time it's Control F or search on your mobile and type in, let's look at factorising, and you can see I've got to go through all kinds of factorising things just to get to my factorisation topic there. So it's great. Once I'm there, the content's brilliant. We've got a lovely short video. I've got a textbook exercise with questions and answers, and by looking at it on my computer screen I can click the link and get the answers immediately to that textbook exercise. But again, just that final warning, Corbett Maths is fantastic. There's so much on there, but not always to the GCSE level. It's really, really useful. If you found a topic that you need to work on, head over to Corbett Maths. Okay, that leads us to number 1 on the list. And here we have it, Maths Genie. This, for GCSE revision as well as classwork as a teacher, is such a brilliant website. We'll get the drawbacks out of the way. The first two are, you can see we get a couple of ads and it looks dull. There's no colour, but that just makes it a bit more functional. You can see at the top we have a few things we can have a look at, and we're concentrating on GCSE, but the fact we also have A-level and some Key Stage 2 stuff here is really, really useful. But we're going to focus on these two tabs here. So the first one, GCSE revision. If you are working on the foundation paper, you're looking at grades 1 to 5, and then beyond that, that's higher content. So you can see here you have this little warning, and this is not every single topic, but it's a pretty good go. You can search at the top, but it's graded. So if you're working at a grade 3 at the moment, chances are you're pretty good at the grade 1 stuff. You're pretty good at the grade 2 stuff. This is where you want to be working. But there's no harm in having a look at these topics here. If I click on a topic, let's look at a really common one. Let's look at area and perimeter. This part here you can see is the video. So if I click on this, I get a video. There it is, and underneath I have some notes as well. Really, really useful, instructive videos there. And if I go back, so again, really easy to navigate. I'm back down to area and perimeter. These two are the same questions but in different formats. So there's not 2 lots of questions, there's just 1 lot of questions. That's condensed, so it's easy to print. This one, probably better to do from your screen. And you can see here, it looks a lot like a GCSE paper. Okay. So the other thing we want to look at is the GCSE papers, and here you can set your exam board. But what you've got is a comprehensive list of all the released exam papers. So every series, and there's always a June and November every year, obviously with a little bit of a gap around COVID. And you've got paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 from each of the series. If you click on that, you'll get a digital version of the paper. But what's more impressive about this website, and what makes it number 1 on my list, is you get the mark scheme. You can see how the exam board award the marks per question. But you also get model answers, how you should be writing it. And that's so many marks are dropped because people write all over the place. They don't write in nice, neat bullet points, or they miss key parts out. So that's a really useful one. And if that wasn't enough, over here, you've got video answers, somebody talking you through how to approach each question. And this really is what makes this my number 1. You've got a link here to your grade boundaries, so you can check your feedback. You can almost self-mark. But if you use this properly, you don't just go through the answers. You actually really try this one. And I'll reiterate, the best way to improve your maths is to try maths, try difficult questions, make the mistakes, and fix those mistakes. This is brilliant for that. Okay, that sums up my top 3 free GCSE revision websites. Hope it's been useful. Follow the page and I'll try and provide some more guidance for GCSE.